Since Donald Trump's re-election, Bitcoin has emerged as a pivotal asset in evolving financial landscape. Countries worldwide are increasingly looking to incorporate Bitcoin into their national reserves, sparking a modern Cold War of the digital assets. This shift, influenced by Trump's push for financial sovereignty, has prompted nations to consider Bitcoin as a strategic hedge against traditional fiat currencies and geopolitical risk.
Here it is. This is the Bitcoin Reserve Bill. I'm reading from the text. In the Senate of the United States, to establish a Bitcoin strategic reserve, a network of secure storage vaults, purchase program, and other programs to ensure the transparent management of Bitcoin holdings of the federal government. My name is Cynthia Lummis, and I'm the Bitcoin Senator.
And David, finally, when are we going to hear the announcement about the Bitcoin Reserve from the Trump administration? Everyone's waiting for that. We got the study and the review, but the Bitcoin Reserve, Texas is going to move forward. It looks like with legislation Dan Patrick announced today, that's a big priority for them in Texas. But how about the Trump administration?
Well, there's also a bill in the Senate. I think Cynthia Lummis from Wyoming has introduced a bill to create a national Bitcoin reserve. President Trump has asked us to study that issue, so we're just not ready to comment on it yet, but it's one of the things our working group's going to look at.
In a groundbreaking move, the Czech National Bank has signaled its intent to potentially hold billions in Bitcoin, a significant step towards mainstream cryptocurrency adoption by a major Western financial institution. If approved, the bank could allocate up to 5% of 150 billion euro reserves of Bitcoin, which is equivalent to around $7 billion. This development could set the stage for broader acceptance of the digital assets as a part of national reserve strategies. In Switzerland, cryptocurrency advocates have pushed for the Swiss National Bank to incorporate Bitcoin and the gold into its reserves. Despite some support, the SNB remains skeptical about the stability of Bitcoin as a national asset or a reserve asset. So while in Russia, the State Duma deputy has proposed establishing a strategic Bitcoin reserve, advocating for it as a complementary asset to Russia's traditional currency holdings. This aligns with the broader regional trends including the El Salvador, Brazil, and Poland, where Bitcoin reserves are being considered as a part of their financial strategies. The Russian President Vladimir Putin's recent comment on the Bitcoin's inevitability may help gain momentum of this initiative. Well, let's have a look at the Bitcoin holding by the nation country-wise, which are increasingly holding significant Bitcoin reserves. The United States is the largest holder with around 207,189 Bitcoins, which is valued roughly around $21.3 billion, primarily seized through the criminal investigations like the Silk Road case. China comes second on the list. Once a major player is estimated to hold between 190,000 to 194,000 Bitcoins, although rumors suggest that the China may have liquidated its holding. Third on the list is the United Kingdom, follows with 61,000 Bitcoins valued at $6.3 billion seized in the money laundering operations. Fourth in the list is Ukraine, which stands out for its use of Bitcoin during the times of crisis, holding 46,000 Bitcoins, which is valued little less than $5 billion, largely funded by the public donations amid ongoing conflict with Russia. Bhutan comes next, which holds around 11,000 Bitcoins worth $1.2 billion acquired through the Bitcoin mining investment, which was actually a surprise of 2024. El Salvador becomes the first country to embrace Bitcoins as a legal tender, holding 5,800 Bitcoins, which is worth $597 million. The countries continue to buy the Bitcoin daily through its one Bitcoin per day program, solidifying its position in the crypto space. Meanwhile, US states like Utah have started incorporating Bitcoin into their financial strategies. Utah's HB 230 allows public funds to be invested in Bitcoin, reflecting a growing trend across 12 states including the Florida, Texas, and Ohio, pushing for the state-level adoption of Bitcoin as a reserve asset. However, India, with only 2 million Bitcoins left to mine, finds itself at a disadvantage, holding just 12 Bitcoin through JetKing, its sole public Bitcoin holder. As the global Bitcoin arms race heats up, India's limited access to Bitcoin highlights the challenges it faces in building a substantial reserve. As governments increasingly integrate Bitcoin into their financial strategies, digital currencies are playing a larger role in shaping global financial systems. From Western Europe to the Eastern Europe and Latin America, Bitcoin is gaining traction as a reserve asset, driven by national strategies, technological innovations, and geopolitical considerations. With Trump's influence on policy driving a more favorable stance on the digital assets, the future of Bitcoin in the global reserve is poised to evolve rapidly, creating a dynamic integration of financial innovation, regulations, and security. Keep watching Trader TV for more such interesting updates. Thank you.